You can see the hashtag. Well, the hashtag right above my head to my right. I have to remember that because I'm not using the mirror camera. A lot of people that come here, they see the X, but I'm playing with the XsplitVcam, and there are a lot of people who do this, and it's really easy. I mean, you don't even have to, play with OBS or anything like this, or wonder what a stream key is, and all of these different things. So, I thought I would just put a stream up here, and I may call my friend Roy, drag and drop him, and maybe kind of explain some of the things that are going on. What this is a virtual camera, and as you can see, my coat. Now, I can play with this. I can show you that the original, this is my room, but with this, I can blur the background of my room. So now this is actually my room, but you can see there's nothing back here. It's all foggy when it gets behind me. This is the shed that everybody's familiar with. Blur it in, blur it out. But this is a very powerful program that you can just kind of, that one didn't come off right. All right, let's, nope. Background. No. All right, so let's just go back here. And just kind of playing with the program right now. I mean, right now, the software on the computer that I've got is doing just as good as it can do. But I'll call my friend Roy, and so, and they may look through XsplitVcam. So what I'm talking about is XsplitVcam, and this is a tool that is used, by people who own YouNow. And unfortunately, this is the only tag. Maybe there's a way to create tags, and I couldn't choose any other tags but one, the one that I created. But maybe I could have just created two more. XsplitVcam, bullshitters, and hellraisers, beer drinkers, and hell raisers. Don't tell, baby, don't you want to come along? Bum 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 down. Beer drinkers, hell raisers. Don't, baby, don't you want to come along? Bum 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 bum. Anyway, we just it is a weird ass. It's not about that. I'm telling you, man, it's not a 2-year-old. There's a video, and one of the things, the reasons I'm just kind of going off talking, but there's nobody here. But I would like to be able to add videos, to my background. And I just wanted an easy way to do it instead of having to tackle OBS, figure out window, virtual, this and that. And XSplit seems to do a really good job. You can take your background and blur it out as much as you want. You can bring it into focus. See, I mean, the camera's focusing in. We can blur it out just a little. I mean, that kind of makes it look a little more professional anyway. I could use this and say, yeah, well, the background's behind me. So, but I think if I just blur it out this much and then remove Huh. So the fact is I'm using Brave EXE, and that's the problem. Part of the problem with this program. It's unsigned, unsupported. And all right now it should just kind of be a checkerboard pattern, but right now the background is removed and it is completely black. And I kind of like it. It's pretty cool. The only way you can get this option is if you use a browser that's not quite compatible with XsplitVcam, and you can have the black void background like I do. I may be getting a call. Let's see. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey.
Yes.
Do you mind want me to push you a couple of t-shirts so you'll have a clean shirt tomorrow?
Yeah, that's fine. You can do that. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, I see them in there.
Okay.
You got it together. Okay, bye.
Yeah, that's have to go to work in the morning. Hey, Roy, what's up, man? All right. Got some conflicting calls here. I don't know if I don't use my cell phone that often, but when I decide to, 2 people try to call me.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice.
All right, let's yeah. All right. My cell phone seems to be freaking out, so I've got to like reboot it or something. I don't know. But yeah, this is kind of what happens when you try to use some of these programs, like on YouNow, and people may or may not show up with this. But I will show this on my my YouTube channel, and this is a YouNow conference where nobody maybe shows up, but what I'm using is a virtual camera and trying to figure this out. So let me go back to the original. All right. All right. So we are back in Sweet Shed, and I'm just going to blur the background out like we're not even here. So here we are, and you can see how hard it's working. It's slowing my video down. And if I were to erase this 100%, it's gonna go to nothing. Now, bring it back to something that's kind of reasonable. And it's kind of like we're underwater here. So I'll leave this here at this. And I'm just kind of showing the parameters of XsplitVcam. If you use XsplitVcam, get in the chat. I'll answer some questions. I've got the main interface here. It's a very simple, intuitive program. And it's just very easy. It's just very easy. What it is a virtual camera. And you have to tell YouNow, when you do a live broadcast like I'm doing now, do you want to use your integrated camera, which is what I'm using, an integrated camera microphone, or my VChat virtual camera, which I'm using now, or I've got a Snapchat filter. This is another camera. Now, if I were to try to use Snapchat and VChat, I don't think I can use XSplit and Snapchat at the same time. Maybe I can, but I have to put that in another window. But I don't have a system that would be able to, because you're talking about people come up here and their broadcast speed, they come in at 2 frames a second. And the reason that is because they're asking their computer to do way more than it is capable of doing. I mean, I'm pretty psyched that I can do this. There we go. There's a background. Oh no, that lens is focusing up on me. You know, there we are. So now I can put another background. So but this is even better. Now, for some reason, the backgrounds don't quite work the way they should. There we go. All right, now all I had to do was remove that. Oh, okay, here we go. So we're gonna blur it out, but then the alien's gonna come and invade. I'm having a flashback, and this is a glitch. This is not supposed to happen, but you can incorporate these glitches. You know, when you do stuff like this, I would. And back it's the mountain this here. You know. And so the fact I'm using this filter, I have to turn it exactly to 0. Then I can bring these other pictures in. Here's another background. Here's a background. But as soon as I try to incorporate the blur, we're going to have problems. And the problems are interesting. I like the problems. You know, I mean, here I am. I'm just creating these with a glitch. What it is the backgrounds using XsplitVcam. And, you know, these glitches, because I'm trying to blur the background. This is a virtual background. It's not a real background. What I've done is I have taken the image off. I have removed the image. Okay, it may not work. Background removal not supported. Okay, just do it anyway. Here we go. That, and it turns black. Now in my VCam, it isn't. We can go back. I mean, it says it's not supported, but it is because it's removed, but it's just black. And it's automatically going to be black. So, this is part of, you know, maybe an XCam. If you are using XSplit, and what I'm talking about, at the very bottom, there would be a teardrop on the left side, and there would be a number box on the other side. And as you slide that bar to the right, the background blurs. Now, on the upper right, you have the original, which is what's checked. If you see yourself now, like I have my shed here, it's in its original. Now, if you remove the background, it'll either turn up as a checkerboard that's gray, or it'll show up as black in your, which is just fine. Brave browser doesn't show the checkerboard, but now I can also add these backgrounds that are given to it. There's these pictures. And it's still kind of blurred, so I'll just kind of bring it into focus. But when you blur them, the glitches you get are pretty interesting. You can just kind of play around. This is serendipitous, is what this is. This is a serendipitous thing, and I'm just happening to get these weird DMT effects, and it is totally serendipitous, you know. So, I mean, I'm going to sit here and do this YouTube channel. Some 2 or 3 people may jump into the YouNow chat, but I'm just going to play with the, you know, the fact that I'm just kind of, you know, going back and forth here, and I'm kind of enjoying watching myself with some wild DMT rain going on in the back. So we got some of this going on here. There we go. So we were at a mausoleum. Now that's interesting. So I can stop it at one point. Now, you know, there we go. There's my background. They'll say, oh, man, that's a cool-ass background. What is it? I said, it doesn't exist. This is it. You know, I created this. Nobody else can create this. It's just my computer system, this website, and that is the glitch I get, and it is stuck. So you would have to go to my YouTube channel to actually get that background. You know, you can't get it anywhere else. So I'm just going to sit here and chat with you now for a while. And fact that I can't, but yeah, this is, can't, it's too bad I can't call Roy. That would be pretty cool. I may take no, I can't take the blur. The blur is what's keeping this. So my throbbing jacket is created by the, just the certain amount of blur. It's interesting that this looks like a WAV file. The lime green line looks like an audio file. If you were to turn it sideways, it would be time, and the waveform would be. You could hear sound, and hopefully you can hear sound. I don't even know if sound can be, but this is kind of an experimental thing. Getting back into it, doing some art projects. I was telling a fellow worker of mine about a weird avant-garde film from Ohio State University in 1987 called Tugging the Worm. And he's like, man, you're not telling me that. I said, no, man, this isn't a 2 girls, 1 cup kind of deal. It's just a weird film. And the one I've re-uploaded, there are better versions of it, but you have to look up the title of this weird film. And anybody that wants to look at weird films, and this is one of the reasons I want to use XSplit, because I want to be able to go to YouNow and be able to broadcast YouTube videos that are just weird ass college films, because one of the things I enjoy looking up are just, and if you come across any college, I mean SoCal or any art college where these poor bastards spent $250,000 to hone their animation skills. Well, they got access to some equipment, and they probably could have done it for about $10,000. They had some really good friends and a lot of Adderall for about 2 years, and just had all and were able to just make animated films or music or whatever they want to make. But the college films are really incredible. I mean, they're just really, I mean, they do go, they explore, they do as much as they can. Universities like that do encourage you to explore to the limits of your ability, but you're also doing it to get, let's be honest, a PhD, a piece of paper, something that says, hey, I want to come work. Okay, what do you want to do? Dump trash for us? No, I want to make cartoons. What do you have? I've got a degree. Well, you can have a portfolio too, because I did that. Anybody out there that's creative and you're good at something, keep a portfolio of your work. I mean, if you make sculptures, keep the sculptures, but you take a photograph, document it, and you keep a portfolio of your work. That is worth, anybody out there who is artistic, a young person, and you're doing artistic things and what you're doing is really good. Keep a portfolio, which is just a recording. This is a photograph I took of this. I made this. How can you prove it? Here's a photograph of the painting I did. Here's a photograph of the sculpture I did. I can't stress that enough, because a corporate or people who are looking for creative people, it doesn't matter. I don't care. It's like, well, I don't have a degree in anything, but look, man, this is what I do. I sculpt and I do. Wow, fuck, okay. I can't, but I know this, and you'll get an in, man. You'll get an in. I guarantee you will get an in. Now I've heard stories. I've never, I've started portfolios and I have destroyed portfolios on purpose sometimes. Just because I'm just that kind of that masochist, type of personality. But it's made me what I am today. And I can tell you, if you're creative, you do something, sing, whatever. Now, there are some people, there are people who think they're creative. There are people who are creative. I mean, you have to be your own worst judge, enemy or whatever. your biggest critic. You have to be your biggest critic. Don't make sure that any asshole bloody abortion you have, you think it's a baby. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Don't do that. You have to kill your own. Like I've said, I've killed my own creative creations because it just got to the point where they were just bloody asshole aborted babies, and you have to do that. And it's nothing worse. I mean, just look at Bream, the filmmaker, who is an architect. I mean, he's got some skills. He's got some photography skills, but I mean, he thinks all of his bloody asshole aborted babies are just masterpieces. Don't do that. You got to kill them yourself. I mean, they're already dead. Look at anything Bream does, when it comes to film. But, like I say, if you don't know who Bream is, I mean, Breem. I don't even want to. This is kind of a world I get into. A lot of people are looking at this. And I'm just kind of playing around with XsplitVcam. But we'll make this a little more interesting. It's just kind of now, I don't think I can actually go somewhere else or enter my Snapchat. I mean, I'm talking about crashing my system here, but a lot of what I'm doing is just kind of playing and experimenting, and this is kind of my experimentation with. And here we got some weird things going on here. That's kind of an odd background, but see, this whole now. If I put another background in here, and it seems like maybe it's the same places. I've got, so I've got a choice of 4 psychedelic pictures here. I can go to this point, maybe. Let's see if it'll do the same thing with all the other pictures. So now I've got 4 different psychedelic pictures here, all based on the same. And this is just the blur factor, and the fact that the blurring them out, brings out different things. Here's a first. Let's go back to this one. This one. So this is where they all kind of. So you kind of see there's kind of a sameness to how it is blurring them out and so forth. So my tag was I'm number 1 on XsplitVcam. Which is what I'm doing. This is why my jacket is throbbing. Anybody wants to jump, if you got all, you're checking it out. I'll be here maybe for another 10 minutes or so, but I think I'm probably just going to do a 2-minute broadcast because this is basically going to go on YouTube. But I'll try to call my friend Roy up. He's not available. But I think I'm just going to end this here, and this is me on YouNow playing with XsplitVcam. Just looking at the background quality and the fact that I can blur my background out, change my background. I don't need a green screen. So this is a pretty awesome tool if you want to, get into this broadcasting. It's something I'm doing. Obviously, I don't know if you're looking at my channel or whatever. You're probably a friend of mine or an enemy of mine or whatever. I don't care. Doesn't matter. But we're going to end this broadcast, and namaste, everybody.